Hello everybody, I'm Steve Lentini, and I'm glad that you joined in the class today. I am the author of Sales Success for the Seasoned Sales Veteran. This is self-published, it's on my website. You can go to stevelentini.com. This is about how to stay at peak performance. Sales Success for the Rookie, how to succeed at sales right from the start. It's published by Motivational Press. It's on Amazon CD and paperback version, soon to be on Audible. Sales Success for the Spiritual-Minded Salesperson, how to sell without losing your soul. Some people don't know how to do that. Actually, a lot of people will do anything to sacrifice integrity, included their own integrity, to make a sale. How long does that last? I'm also a contributing author to Imagine 30 Days to a New You, published by Justin Sachs. He's also an author. And with 29 other authors, my chapters begins on page 222. It's a great book, Imagine 30 Days to a New You. It's an international bestseller. And Justin has invited me to write a chapter for Lightning Success Strategies for Today's Leaders. I'm also the author of this life training program called Wake Up, Jump Into Your Life. What's the wake that you're leaving behind? So that has to do with how you show up in life. And what do your thoughts, words, and actions say to others, right? Like if you're a gossip and you talk about others, that says you'll talk about them when they're not around. And then we'll talk more about that because we're going to talk about integrity and how you show up, which is the energy that you put out into the world. And this is a cause and effect world. Right? I keep doing that. I'm getting a sound. I got to change. I've got to change in order to get something new. And a lot of people have small-minded thinking. That's how they show up. And that's how they show up in business. And that's how they show up in front of customers. So if their sales are stuck, that means they're not working. That means they're not making calls. It means they might have small-minded thinking in their mind, which means they believe self-limiting thoughts. So some people called yesterday and said, Steve, we couldn't see your head. I don't know why that's a complaint. Sometimes they said they saw the top of my head or they couldn't see my face at all. But you had my melodious voice. And to honor those complaints, so I'm going to quickly go over what I said in yesterday's video if you want to see me say it. So fear, my acronym for fear, this is mine. Facing enormous, I put it in quotes, adversity realistically or responsibly. Facing enormous adversity realistically first is salespeople in particular and business people in particular tend to fear things about making a sale. So they're afraid to push the customer to no. And they even hear it sometimes. I'll give you an example. Hey, you're looking good. Why don't you send me some literature? What would you say that is? That's a no. It's a way to say no. Because you'll be put into voicemail jail. Hey, you got my package, you got my literature, and you told me to follow up with you. And most people, that's just a polite way of saying no. So when you hear that next time, here's how you face that enormous fear that you're making it, right? You're making that in your mind called rejection. Here's what you say. You know, a lot of times in the past, it may not be the case here. When I hear, we're looking good, send me some literature and call me on Monday, a lot of times that's just another way of saying no. People have been polite and they couldn't say no in the moment. Is it no? Are we at no? It's okay. Okay, so why is it no? You see, I go back into a conversation. Why is it no? Help me understand it. Because you can't lose what you don't have. So approved outcomes. So how do you get rid of rejection? So next I have rejection. So you got facing enormous adversity realistically, right? Yesterday, that was part of my video. The review today is make sure that you bring up whatever your biggest fear is when you're calling on people. Because if you bring it up, they'll be refreshed. Because salespeople don't. They beat around the bush. They accept, oh yeah, okay, I'll send you literature. Great. I'll call you on Monday. Is Monday good? Yes. You listen for wishy-washy words. You look for body language. You look for signals. We're always getting signals by the energy that people put out. When it's no, or when they're at least maybe stuck in a think it over mode and they don't have all the answers from you because you're talking too much. A lot of salespeople still talk too much. I even still hear the word spiel, right? It's ridiculous. The spiel is dead for 10 years. And I hear salesmen using the word and going out using a spiel. Whatever your fear is, find a way to say it. You bring it up, and you're going to look different. You want more ideas on that? You call me. I'll give you how to get to me at the end. Rejection. How can you lose what you don't have? And so if you're going for no, if you're detached from outcomes, that means you're breathing, you're in your body, and you're really noticing and listening. You have questions prepared. Why would you want to change? I'm confused. I mean, you've been with XYZ company, or you've had XYZ software, or you've been with this medical device company, you've been with this service company, you've been with this painting company. For 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, you just told me. Why would you want to change? Why are we here? You want to understand what people are looking for. And you want to help people have limitless thinking, big-minded thinking. You want to help them say no or yes. Also, not everyone is a fit. So how can you fear rejection if you're looking for, right? You're curious and you're looking for who's the best fit for you and for your company. What's your company's sweet spot? Where do you make the most profit? Why not go after customers like that? You can repeat the pattern over and over again. And if people don't fit your sweet spot, you could be the one who says, I'm not sure I'm hearing that we would be a fit. Would you like to hear why? So here are the 4 approved outcomes, because your job is really to get information, not give it. So the approved outcomes in selling are a yes, a no, a clear future, meaning it's not I'm sending you literature. It's something like this. Doesn't everyone send you literature? Yeah. What do you ordinarily do with it? I throw it out. Then what do? I call them in a few days and tell them I wasn't interested. Thanks for sending the literature. Okay. So are you really interested, or is it no? I'm okay if it's no. Now if they say, no, I'm really not sure. Okay. When you say not sure, what is it that would help you? So you get back into an adult conversation, and you're going for no. You're detached from outcomes. And so I also had how you show up in yesterday's video. How you show up is what we talked about in the wake. What are your thoughts, words, and actions saying to others? Are you a gossip? Do you lack integrity? Do you show up with commission breath? Are you only interested in yourself? Do you have a spiel? If you have a spiel, you know what that says? You're only interested in making a sale. You're interested in you. If you're there, curious, with a lot of questions, trying to figure out whether it's a fit or not, people are going to notice that you're different. You could even say, I'm not here to sell you anything for now. What I want to do is have some dialogue back and forth. I've got some questions. You probably have some for me. Let's spend some time figuring out whether or not we'd be a fit. Does that make sense to you? So that you let them know how you're going to sell them. My goal is to help you buy, you could say. I'm not here to sell anything for now. And how I help people buy is, I have questions, they have questions. You could even say some of their questions have been, here's what people like to ask me, this, and this. And I've got some stories about how I've helped people. Let me figure out what your challenge is, and I'll see if I've got customers that I've helped in the same way. I made multiple $1-million sales helping people and saying, hey, listen, you're bringing in a whole bunch of suppliers that you've done business with. You've never done business with me. If none of them mention X or Y, call me and I'll help you. And in 2 cases, they called me. And in a 3rd case, it was a client who was visibly upset with the salesperson that I was working with. I was just brought in as a consultant. The client was visibly upset. How do you show up with the salesperson? Because he had commission breath. And I helped his customer by saying, are you upset? Is there something that we could, is this over? He said, yeah, it's over for now. Here's what I want. He called me back and worked with me and gave me the business. Now, the salesperson had to get commission for it. I got the business for the company because the customer was more comfortable with me because I was helping them buy. That's how you show up. So helping people buy is next. That's a different energy than selling. Herb Chambers owns a whole bunch of car dealerships, and he's had billboards that say, we don't sell you a car, we help you buy one. You don't like car salespeople, neither do we. That's the indicator that what I'm teaching, right? That's the indicator that what I'm teaching is correct, and I started using it 35 years ago. 35 years ago, I started using it. I didn't tell people because what was taught back then was have a spiel, have features, advantages, benefits, and then you go for the close, Wednesday or Friday. That's the alternative event close. All of it's BS. You don't need tactics. You don't even need a technique. Be you. Now, being you, you still need to learn what behaviors do you need to modulate in front of others. How do you show up? So I help my salespeople understand how they show up. A, by how they show up with me. B, by how they show up in the classroom with other people or in a seminar or in a training program, which is repeat. Training is reinforcement. A seminar is entertainment. That's what I tell all my clients. They say, Steve, can you come in for 90 minutes and give us a keynote address? Yes, if you have $10,000, number one. Number two, it's entertainment. It's not training. It's entertainment. That's why I have to charge more for 90 minutes. A training program is different because it's reinforced over time, and for that I charge $375 an hour. That's a lot less than $10,000 for 90 minutes. And it's because if I'm teaching 20 or 30 or 40 people, I'm helping them by continual reinforcement of the ideas, and I'm teaching them how they show up, and I'm helping them change their energy. When they change, things change. It's amazing. I've had people with me for 13, 14 years in my program, and before that, since 1998, when I had the license for the Sandler Sales Institute. So in between, starting in 2003, I wrote my own program. And this is how I came up with this. I came up with it by selling for 40 years. I'm still on the street, selling my programs and helping other salesmen and sales ladies, saleswomen, selling software, selling medical devices, selling services, selling business-to-business product. It doesn't matter. Selling consulting, selling training. It doesn't matter what you sell. This is applicable to any kind of selling. All right. So how do you go for no? So the last thought for today is you need to detach from outcomes. You can't control anyone else. The days of manipulative salespeople are over. And if you walk in with the idea that I'm going to close this one today, I'm going to close 5 people today. No, go meet 5 people. Go meet 20 people. Maybe you'll close 5. Do you even track what your closing rate is? Because then you could start to improve your productivity. Does it take you 100 people to close 2? That's 2%. You want to move that up. Get up to 20. Maybe see 60 people and close 20. Can you do that? Yes. I teach people how to do it by starting with the end in mind. Who's your ideal fit? Who are the ideal clients? Ask other salespeople in your company. Who are their ideal clients? What success have they had? Why? Why? And now let go of the outcome. Your job is not the outcome. Your job is your behavior and the energy you put out in a call. If you're struggling or if you're flat, it has to do with you. If you're not opening up business, it has not to do with your company, your boss. It has to do with you. Okay, so I wish you good selling. I've covered a lot today. How do you reach me? Steve at stevelentini.com. That's Steve at Steve, L as in Loretta, E-N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, I-N-I, Steve at stevelentini.com. And or my phone number, 917-805-1088, 917-805-1088. I'm glad to help. It's what I do. I got a lot of people I can give you phone numbers to for the people I'm helping today and have helped. Thanks a lot.